records stuff that really isn't all that interesting and then adds a voiceover to create a narrative that doesn't.
Sounds like the regular news. In fairness.
You know, I just haven't seen Don Lemon be like in like a playground sand pit in the back of a preschool being like out here in Gaza observing the war.
Asked him for the raw footage of this exact conversation.
Oh,
he sent me the document I showed you earlier, but no footage. I asked for it again, and he didn't provide it. Asked him a third time, and he said he would, but never did. So I asked a fourth time. This has been going on for 5 days now. I reiterated why it was important for me to see. He directly responds to me saying, the idea that you don't bring up a single time that they're buying weed from in the tunnels and redistributing it as you were beefing with them would be shocking. And Tyler replies, same day, but yes. It's almost 2 years old. Going through stacks of hard drives. We'll see if I can find it.
Who was that guy you were trying to get information
Oh,
from?
Slasher, bro. Slasher did the same
Slasher
thing.
did, yeah, I said Slasher did the exact same thing. It's so funny.
Exits. That's one. We know where to go. And just know that there are moving cars right now next to us going 80 miles an hour.
Do any of these cars look like they're going 80 miles an hour? Maybe 35. And that's if we're being generous.
So this guy went to exposing phony YouTubers to becoming a phony YouTuber. Because I remember this guy, he's the one that did the Shining thing, and he was goofing on that other YouTuber for being a phony. Now he's a phony. That's what I should do.
This guy got into a fight with a charity when investigating the homeless tunnels in Vegas, claiming they hand out they buy from inside the tunnels.
When we met up with them, they told me they hand out that they buy from their plug in the tunnels.
But the conversation he shows isn't really about any of that. It's all about how they don't like his friend Kevin.
They said that my friend Kevin, a leading expert in homelessness and drug addiction, who showed me Portland, Oregon's drug epidemic, was an asshole for handing out $5 bills to the homeless.
I think I'm just gonna let you guys take all the stuff, keep the money, but we don't want to step on any toes here.
Oh, you went too hard on him.
I think he's a good guy, and I think it's bullshit to call him an asshole for no reason.
You apologize for calling a colleague of yours an asshole?
He's a good guy,
And there is this higher mission, like you
I
said?
bet he's an asshole. I'm just guessing. I don't know, because the $5, that seems pretty generous to me. But I bet he's an asshole. You know why he's an asshole? Because that's $5. You can't get a pack of cigarettes for $5. What good is it to them?
Yep.
You know, to highlight this thing, we could put aside my antisocial faux pas right there.
No, I get it. It's a difference in philosophy, but maybe it's a difference in our philosophy too. And you guys do your thing and hand out the but
no, it's like,
yeah.
It's not about the weed.
Yeah, but we front load the
I bet for the guy smoking weed is about
the conversation with calling the one guy who we've done a video with an asshole and a piece of shit. I wish you guys the best of luck. Please accept the donation kindly. If our goal is to highlight the issue as it is, then maybe we bring out our friend Kevin.
Kevin, this homeless expert in Portland, currently has 19 felony charges against him relating to
Tom, he got lucky running into the Shining thing. He wasn't actively going after that YouTuber. Oh, he wasn't. Oh, so he's just been a phony all along. And who's this guy? Homeless consultant has held several positions in nonprofit and government agencies. Was indicted for theft. That's nothing new. That's just politics.
Hey,
buddy. $10. Willie Mac looks like Federico Vivaldi. How do I say that? Who's that? I don't know who that is. Dark man. Thanks so much. Very generous. Identity theft, official misconduct. This is funny.
to stealing from nonprofits and government agencies.
good-
Kevin's whole stance is
He's a good Democrat.
that we need to help the homeless less because it enables their lifestyle. Meanwhile, nearly every peer-reviewed study says the opposite. This guy is an asshole. Tyler then makes up that he had to run for his life because the charity put out a hit on him.
That's me running for my life after learning a charity has ordered them to attack me on site.
The charity did not put out a hit on him. They're just saying it's dangerous if you don't go with an organization. And this really sums up Tyler's video format. He records stuff that really isn't all that interesting and then adds a voiceover to create a narrative that doesn't.
Sounds like the regular news. In fairness. Did they didn't see it get caught faking something just like a month ago? Or a month or two ago with
something like that.
yeah, they see this guy. They freed this guy and they really didn't. Sounds like all TV. Yeah, in fairness. There's a difference between philosophy.
$15.
What do you got?
It's a difference in philosophy. I personally like to throw rocks at the homeless. You give them money. We all have our different ways of helping.
That it's different when it's in German. I agree.
Doesn't exist. Fast forward through his video and he's never threatened by anyone. He never runs from anyone. The actual footage is him running from a flood that doesn't exist.
And that this tunnel is about to flood with water and kill all of us.
This grows into Fox News watching his video and interviewing Kevin, who outright slandered
What is this? The mafia?
Here's the charity.
So-called charities are actually buying cannabis from the mole people and then selling it back to the mole people at a profit. Subhuman conditions. Do you feel like these so-called nonprofits?
Jesse Waters is dope. He got fooled by what's his face. You ever see that video where Jesse Waters got fooled? I forget what's his name. I follow him. Oh man, Jesse Waters got owned.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
That's so funny. Yeah.
Janja donated $5.25. Let's teach chat some German words. Here is an easy one. Rindfleisch-Etikettierungs-Überwachungsaufgabenübertragungsgesetz.
That's where I live. I got doxxed.
Homelessness is just a business opportunity.
You know, I do, Jesse, and what once was a cause has become this multi-billion-dollar industry, and what we have done is that we keep the homeless comfortable on the streets. You know, we bring them marijuana, we bring them tarps and tents and food.
You could really only do this if nobody loves you. That's why I want you to call your mom, your dad, your significant other, and show them that you appreciate them this Valentine's Day.
Oh, here we go.
And if you want to give them a gift, why not check out
He's a dirty capitalist. This is why that Willie wants the people of Gaza to be like mowed down, because he's a dirty capitalist.
Holskern. Holskern makes specialized watches and jewelry for men and women made from natural materials. And the result is them having some of the most cool and unique designs out there. Watches that are made entirely.
You know, Willie said to me, Federico Fede Valverde plays for Vivaldi. Yeah, I know he is. I hate Real Madrid, by the way.
Entirely of wood that have a leaf design as the
I like Tenerife, Antelante.
face. Ones that have cobalt and walnut combination where you can see all the mechanical work. My favorite watch recently has been the Moonlight Marble watch. It tells you the date, the day of the week, the phase of the moon. And it's not just their watches that are cool. Holskern's got glasses, rings, necklaces, handbags, everything you need to look cool and sexy.
I would never, ever wear that. Well, now I might, because that's fucking funny.
Okay, maybe not the
Jesse, I'm really fucked. All right, screw it. Goodbye, folks. That clock keeps ticking like a metronome. See you tomorrow. Jesse just went live. That's so funny. This is Willie. Well, yeah, enjoy the show. I'm going to finish this one when you watch tomorrow.
Best example.
He's live. Shut's pulling 10K. I thought about taking the day off.
So if you're still looking for a gift for that special someone this Valentine's
Easy comfy, that's right.
Day, Holskern is the perfect solution. So go to holskern.com/WillyMaxShow and use code WillyMac to get 15% off until February 16th. With every purchase coming with a red gift bag to make it that much more convenient. Thank you, Holskern, for sponsoring this video. Okay, back to Tyler's incredible journalism.
Back to my hotel and got these texts from Holy Smoke.
Wanted to warn you that we had 2 encampments that expected you guys, and when you weren't with us and we said why, I wonder what you said. And they said, so if they show up, would you get in trouble if we fuck them up? If they're not with you, they're not welcome. I'm advising you to not go into the tunnels. They will not welcome you or anyone else not associated with the charities they trust. $900 donation to Paisley and her organization, and they put a hit on us because I don't want to film with them.
He really said that? That's slanderous. That's funny.
How is that a hit? They asked why Tyler wasn't there and they told him. She's just saying it's safest to go with the charity. Tyler goes into the tunnels and finds out how dangerous
they don't have time to waste money in suing an idiot like this, and he knows that.
It is when it floods. He frames this random homeless guy they meet as some ancient elder of the tunnels.
What's up, bro? We're good to come in? Orange?
With a bounty on our head and signs of Holy Smoke visiting.
I wish I discovered this guy. He's so funny. We're going to start covering him unironically. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, I know Destiny is streaming. Thanks for letting everybody know, you fuckheads. Super.
In here yesterday.
He's pulling 10K and fucking Destiny starts streaming. I literally should walk in front of a car.
Cautiously entered the tunnel and met one of their elders, Orange.
How often does it flood down here?
Look at this guy.
Oh my god.
What happens when it floods? Do you just have to get as many?
At least he's got a guitar.
You die?
Sometimes they just open the floodgates.
Just randomly.
Yeah, they get open to 101% and flood everything. A lot of people have died.
Yeah.
I mean, instantly. Right now, it could open up right now. We'd all be dead.
Actually?
Yeah, really.
I don't mean to disrespect this guy's credentials, but doesn't it need to rain for the tunnels to flood? That's the only time people drown, is when there's a storm. But Tyler just pushes forward that everyone's on the verge of death.
After learning that
that guy looked pretty healthy. He looked healthier than me. Look at that guy. Seriously. Hold on a second.
No.
Hold on a second. Look, he's cut.
Oh, that
Stomach
guy.
flat?
Oh.
He's pretty fucking good. Looks like he's in the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I don't know. Well, whatever. I'm glad he's healthy.
I thought you were talking. I thought you were talking about the guy.
No,
on
I
the
was
fucking
talking
floor.
about the Star Wars monster on the ground. No, I wasn't talking about him.
Pushes forward that everyone's on the verge of death.
After learning that the floodgates could open at any moment, flooding these tunnels and
Look bad in 2 weeks. Yeah, when he drowned.
killing everyone.
This is insane. All of these charities come to the tunnels to provide relief, but according to Tyler, they're putting all of their volunteers' lives at risk because these floodgates could open at any moment, killing everybody in the middle of summer. Tyler then makes up that homeless people living in these tunnels just pop out of the ground through these secret entrances. He just makes
it's like Among Us.
makes up a whole story about some random woman he sees.
That woman just came out, just popped out of the tunnel. I'm genuinely curious if we can find an entry point because that woman popped out of thin air.
You know what it is? It does, and I hate when people do this. Like they say, "Oh, just people are so stupid, they're dumb." And like if you work in any kind of media, you come to that, and you watch this, and you realize there's people actually taking this guy literally, and being like, "Oh, wow, it's crazy," right? And then they'll defend him because they feel like they have this kind of personal weird connection with this guy. You start to think, yeah, people are pretty stupid.
What about right there?
Yeah.
Look at that. That might be it.
What? Oh my God, is that actually
I think it's it. Do you think she was in here? That would literally boil her alive, I'm pretty sure, yeah? This is crazy. So this woman just popped straight out of this. It's gotta be hot as hell.
Bro, that's like 2 feet deep. You think she was curled up in a ball in there? I want to remind everybody that Tyler told the charity that he couldn't provide them the angle for his video because that would be scripting.
I'm just telling you the reality that our folks don't want to be documented and without prior consent and knowing exactly how they're going to be portrayed. It's called scripting, something we don't do.
Meanwhile, he just made up an entire story about a woman he saw. You're proving that the charity was right to ask you that. Tyler continues to script drama for his video by walking into a tunnel and running from—
Why would you go to war with a charity? That seems so like counterproductive, and it seems like somebody like Willie Mack would pick up on it.
From a fake flood.
The floodgate had recently opened in this area, and it could open again at any point.
According to Holy Smoke, when Tyler was down there recording, it had been weeks since it rained.
After we met him, he came back the next day. Remember how dry it was, right? There had been no rains. He went down into the tunnels, and he's got footage of himself running from a flood. He's running from a non-existent flood when there hadn't been any rain in weeks.
Make it quick, let's peel out. We are.
Is this in LA or Las Vegas? Both of them are deserts.
Deep in water.
A foot deep in water? That's like 1 centimeter at most, not even an inch.
About a fifth of a mile in, how deep did these tunnels actually go?
Anybody home?
In what world is that a fifth of a mile? They're like 20 meters into this tunnel. But it's cool, just some Tyler Oliveira journalism. Just put on some scary—
He's a bong like a snorkel, Mateen. You guys are in rare form today.
music and act like your life's in danger.
I'm so fucking scared. This thing floods were dead, by the way.
Yeah.
They go in a different tunnel and fake hearing the floodgates open.
We're going deep in. Okay, I can rest assured that if we have to run, it is hella slippery and everyone's falling down.
Kevin, you know what that sounded like? It sounded like a floodgate.
That does sound like a floodgate.
Is that a floodgate? Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Oh God, this is so ridiculous. If you're that, imagine having the wherewithal to film yourself when you think a giant bunch of water is going to come in, you're running away like you're Indiana Jones against a boulder. Can you imagine, like, this guy's a riot. I actually like him.
Oh, I thought we were gonna die.
Wow, was that a floodgate? No, it hasn't rained. There's been former homeless people to go on the news and explain how it works.
We asked him what he would tell decision makers about what would save lives when it comes to flash flooding and the homeless.
I would tell them, post signs is not enough. There still should be someone comes past and let everybody know, hey, we're really expecting this amount of rain and it would be wise of you guys to get out. Anyway, one person is enough.
Like, does anybody really believe if these homeless people were dying by the hundreds, even like 50 or 50, like if 50 of them getting killed in there, it would be international news? I mean, do you really believe that all those people are just being swept away and nobody's doing anything about it? It would be a disaster. international news. Like it would be in German. 50 homeless people were killed in a flood in Los Angeles. It would be all over the place because that's a disaster. That's a humanitarian disaster. A small one, but still big in the grand scheme of the city. Like how anybody would, like who believes this shit? I mean, I have to be like emotionally like 12 for life.
To save everybody down their life. A better warning system for them.
Vegas, we're in Vegas.
And not everybody have phones. Not everybody know it's raining. When they're in the tunnels, they could be asleep and not even know it's raining and wake up to water to their waist.
It's called scripting, something we don't do.
Who is he kidding? This entire video is scripted.
Water. So this woman just popped straight out of this.
Oh my God, I'm gonna die!
The charity putting out a hit on him.
That's me running for my life after learning a charity has ordered them to attack me on site and that this tunnel is about to flood with water and kill all of us.
He just lied. It has nothing to do with that. This video ends with Tyler expanding on allegations made towards the charity, saying that they're buying weed from inside the tunnels.
It'd be great if he said Willie Mack was trying to kill him. He said Willie Mack.
That would be great.
He hates the Palestinian children, Willie Mack. You know that? Did you ever hear?
Yes.
Willie Mack hates the Palestinian children. He does. He told me.
Final fact you'll love is that this nonprofit buys the weed they hand out. They claim to have a plug in the tunnels.
We have the most overdoses in.
So Jesse Waters fell for this bullshit, and he fell for BG Cumby's bullshit. So he's an asshole Republican.
Deaths in history due to fentanyl, and so you are buying marijuana off the streets. I hope to.
Jesse Waters, and I do watch him, I'll be honest with you, but he is the weakest personality on Fox News, by far.
God, that's not true. And if that is happening, I mean, buying drugs off the street and redistributing it, and you are a non-profit 501(c)(3), what is wrong with you? Marijuana is almost always laced with fentanyl. That is completely unethical.
We never see where this claim originated.
How many people die in a fentanyl overdose if they're smoking a joint? Well, I don't. Is that a problem in the States? Would you've been? Thank God we live in Europe, huh, Jeannie?
Yeah, I mean, it could be an issue if they're buying it,
Thanks,
from not like an official thing. Like,
yeah, it's crazy.
Not once on camera does Tyler confront Holy Smoke about it, despite him recording their entire.
Yeah, fentanyl is more using a harder drug. That's what I thought. Yeah, because when heroin won't do it for you, heroin fentanyl will do the job.
Yeah.
I love the fact that like drugs have gotten so bad since like I remember crack happened, and I was like, it happened quick. You know, it was just like bow. You know, and now like, but you could live a couple years on crack. I don't think too many people OD on it that often. It just ruins your life. But now we have shit like you're literally playing like Russian roulette, but you have like 20. You got like 20 barrels. You know, it's weird.
Yeah.
Argument. He just has this claim as an investigative journalist. Seems suspicious. Kevin continues to hammer this charity, repeating that they're redistributing weed inside the tunnels.
My question to you is how many people have overdosed and died because of this? If you're doing this, you got blood in your hands, brother.
So Holy Smoke now puts out hits on people.
Yeah, like why aren't you calling the police? I mean, this is slanderous. These people are trying to actually help people, and you're slandering them.
And murders people with fentanyl-laced weed. Tyler's video would go viral, being picked up by Fox News. And his tall tale would grow.
I don't think the homeless people should get weed. Unless they have like cancer or something. I don't understand that. They're already lazy enough. Why would they need to be a reason to be more lazy? I know it sucks being homeless. And if they get I don't think anybody should be paying for their weed. I'm just saying. Call me crazy.
Grow even more.
But overdoses, homicides, and disease aren't the biggest threat. A flood could wipe out 2,000 souls in an instant and make Katrina look like child.
Jesse Waters, a fucking idiot, fell for this. This guy's a professional. Oh, god damn.
This is off topic, but where's this guy getting that 2,000 people would die in an instant? That would be every single person in the tunnels and then some. These tunnels get used every time it rains. It doesn't need to be exaggerated to mass casualties, Hurricane Katrina levels of casualties to be an interesting story. This anchor then accuses Holy Smoke of making money by selling weed, a brand new allegation.
So-called charities are actually buying cannabis from the mole people and then selling it back to the mole people at a profit.
Good business. Good business. Good business.
Homeless drug addicts are now just a means by which nonprofits make a profit and by which big government gets even bigger. And they're getting better at hiding the money because now it's going underground.
There's not one receipt, no new information has been put out. How many?
See, this is my point. Like, how is the mainstream media like any better than like nobody trusts the media? Like, there you go.
New lies do we get to make up before this becomes slander? Fox then brings on Kevin Dahlgren, who certifies all this information.
Homeless drug addicts are now just a means.
I don't think Fox is this bad in general. Jesse Waters is this bad. And where are Jesse Waters people saying, hey, by the way, that Tyler Oliveira guy, he's just a fucking idiot YouTuber. He's a dumb kid. Oh.
By which nonprofits
make... What did, you know, fucking, even Tucker Carlson fell for that Andrew Tate bullshit.
Make a profit, and by which big government gets...
Now I sound like a big lib, but it's true.
Even bigger. And they're getting better at hiding the money because now it's going underground. Like Kevin Dahlgren, a homeless outreach volunteer who interviewed some of these mole people.
Now, of course, you had mentioned this nonprofit where you would hope that people are down there helping them, but their main purpose is to supply them with weed. That's what they do. We couldn't even believe it.
Ignore that Tyler opens his video packing over 100 meals with Holy Smokes. It's become a story where every time they tell it, it gets a new fabricated detail. Now they talk about how they met homeless people who have gone blind from living in the tunnels so long. Actual mole people.
The deeper we go down there, the more we found legitimate mole people that just live in pitch darkness that are completely blind. I mean, it was crazy down there.
Crazy how that just didn't make Tyler's video. It would have been good content. It's because it's completely made up. So what is the truth behind Holy Smoke? I took the time to email Holy Smoke to hear about what they did in their site.
Like, so they've been down there so long they lost their sight? Is that what they're trying to say? Then how did they eat? You have to come out to eat, right? I mean, I play DayZ. You have to leave the house once in a while. Like, that doesn't make any sense on the surface.
Side of the story. Holy Smoke's mission is to provide relief to the homeless.
So they were dying anyway. I mean, like wait a minute, Tommy. They sense the food. Yeah. They're like the original, not Chuds, but the Chuds. Chud the movie. What was it? What did Chud stand for? The movie. I forget what it's called. Somebody write that in the chat. The original Chud movie. That is not biologically possible. They didn't steal their fence. Did they steal their fence?
2023, they claim to have provided over 5,200 meals, 2,600 socks, 200 cases of water, found permanent housing for 8 people, and created a mailbox to help get people their IDs and reconnect to their families. All things Kevin says the charity doesn't do, even though Tyler participated.
Did they give them weed, though? I mean, I'm against that. But if they do, it's not like the worst thing in the world.
In some of it.
Subhuman.
I'm not getting the weed thing.
Conditions. Do you feel like
I know you just got back in, but snap to it. Pay attention where I'm not paying attention, Jeannie.
These so-called nonprofits see homelessness as just a business opportunity?
This is just like,
you know, I do, Jesse.
I'm literally losing brain cells.
Yeah, I know. This is unbelievable. I'm kind of lost.
I'm just staring at it like, what the fuck is going on?
What's Cannibalists Underground Human Dwellers? There you go. That's it. Good movie, by the way.
And
well, it's a good bad movie.
Once was a cause has become this multi-billion-dollar industry. And what we have done is that we keep the homeless comfortable on the streets. Where's the real help? Where's the help recovering and helping you with your mental health issues or getting them IDs or communication with their family? All the important stuff that actually breaks the cycle of homelessness. That really isn't a big part of this industry. The industry needs these people to stay on the streets.
But what about the handing out cannabis allegations? In an email I received back from Holy Smoke, they said, "We never bought weed from homeless people. Weed is legal and cheap in Las Vegas. The entire assertion is absurd. We don't hand out weed to anyone. Holy Smoke is not a harm reduction charity. We are simply weed friendly, which does distinguish us from puritanical organizations. In Las Vegas, it is extremely normal for someone in a group to have a vape pen. They are welcome to hit it." Is Tyler blatantly lying? Yes. We have no idea where this fiction comes from. He and his colleague Dahlgren seem to just make stuff up. The claim that people living in the tunnels have gone blind shows the bizarre levels of fantasy they indulge in. It seems they just make up hoaxes. Holy Smoke then claims they received death threats from Tyler's video. A lot of charity organizations will deny people resources if they're under the influence.
Bobak sent him a death threat. How dare you?
Holy Smoke doesn't. People, including volunteers, bring marijuana, share it, and...
You knew it showed. Yeah, I'm impressed too. I can't remember. I watch all those movies, but I can't remember anything.
smoke it, they don't care. You see me having a drink with my friend Larry? Same thing. There's no sense of us distributing alcohol to homeless people. I know Larry. I know he isn't an alcoholic. During the time he was homeless, we'd have a drink here and there, keep his spirits up, and remind him of his life before. Through much persistence, we got Larry back inside. So whether you agree with their method—
Larry used to be a YouTuber. Nobody streamed over him. He only had like 100 people in, and then he ended up homeless.
or not, they do have some success stories. Holy Smoke adamantly claims that they don't distribute or hand out cannabis, but they do bring it and share it. Now, I don't know if they make this distinction for legal purposes or not, but they firmly stand by those definitions. Tyler thinking it's not ethical for them to do this is fine, but what's crazy is how much he villainizes them for it without ever asking a single question on camera. He never confirms anything in his video. It's funny because if you watch Tyler's video, you could see this weed narrative grow more and more elaborate. First, it was them handing out weed to homeless people. Then it was they're buying lace weed from in the tunnels and redistributing it, killing people.
My question to you is how many people have overdosed and died because of this? If you're doing this, you got blood in your hands, brother.
And then finally it becomes they're buying laced weed from in the tunnels and then selling it back for profit. They're part of the homeless outreach billion-dollar industry.
So-called charities are actually buying cannabis from the mole people and then selling it back to the mole people at a profit. Homeless drug addicts are now just a means.
What is Jesse Waters on, a capitalist? You buy it and then you sell it for a profit. That's the way it works, Jesse Waters, you fucking dolt.
By which nonprofits make a profit and by which big government gets even bigger.
Holy Smoke is a very small team. I believe everybody on it works separate jobs. This is primarily volunteer work.
My
so
God.
Kevin coming up with this narrative is slander.
Subhuman
really
conditions. Do you feel like these so-called nonprofits see homelessness as just a business opportunity?
You turned 23 32 days ago. Why wouldn't you bring that up here?
No, because I'm arguing with Lynn.
For what? What are you trying to
Let me argue with Lynn and Pete. Because he keeps calling like 14 and 15. It used to be 14. Now he's changed it to 15.
Oh, okay. 15 to what? What are you talking?
Oh, no. But they think
lies, utter lies. We all know Jenny is a 13-year-old boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I do, Jess.
I don't know. She has a nice set of tits for a 14-year-old boy.
And what once was a cause has become this multi-billion-dollar industry. And what we have done is that we keep the homeless comfortable on the streets.
It's crazy because Kevin is the one with 25 charges against him, some of which are stealing from nonprofits. The only person who is a corrupt thief is Kevin. When Kevin's indictment was made public, Tyler would defend him saying, "What happened to innocent until proven guilty?" Well, Tyler must have some hard evidence to accuse Holy Smoke of charity fraud and illegally distributing drugs, so I reached out to Tyler and he wrote up an entire document for me. He says he had an off-the-record conversation with Holy Smoke prior to filming the video.
I don't have a case, Madeem.
It required him to donate $900 before meeting with them, and they would guide him through the tunnels. Holy Smoke proudly told us that they hand out weed to homeless people. Holy Smoke even went on to say that they supported a local plug who lived in the tunnels himself, whom they bought the weed from and handed out to other homeless folks in the tunnels. So it's a he said, she said situation. However, Tyler's falling out with Holy Smoke happened on camera that same day, but their argument doesn't seem to be about this plug in the tunnels. In fact, it doesn't come up once. It's entirely about how they don't like Kevin Dahlgren.
I think I'm just gonna let you guys take all this stuff, keep the money, but we don't want to step on any toes here.
Oh, you went too hard on him.
I think he's a good guy, and I think it's bullshit to call him an asshole for no reason.
You apologize for calling a colleague of yours an asshole?
He's a good guy.
Had a really good reason. Have you seen Tyler Easting Island invention? No, I know I haven't. This is all new to me. I didn't realize that Domino's. I didn't realize like this guy was like a fucking maniac.
Yeah.
And there is this higher mission, like you say?
Yep.
You know, to highlight this thing. We could put aside my antisocial faux pas right there.
No, I get it. It's a difference in philosophy, but maybe it's a difference in our philosophy too. And you guys do your thing and hand out the blunts, but
it's like,
yeah.
It's not about the weed.
Yeah, but we front load the conversation with calling the one guy who we've done a video with an asshole and a piece of shit. I wish you guys the best of luck. Please accept the donation kindly. If our goal is to highlight the issue as it is, then maybe we bring out our friend Kevin.
If you think what they're doing is immoral, then why would you let them keep the money? How is this the extent of the conversation? As you can tell, this conversation is extremely cut up, and I don't believe for a second that Tyler would be arguing with this charity about their methods and not bring up all the illegal activity that they're doing. So I asked him for the raw footage of this exact conversation. He sent me the document I showed you earlier, but no footage. I asked for it again, and he didn't provide it. So
Slasher did this to Willie as well.
Asked him a third time, and he said he would, but never did. So I asked a fourth time. This has been going on for 5 days now. I reiterated why it was important for me to see. He directly responds to me saying, the idea that you don't bring up a single time that they're buying weed from in the tunnels and redistributing it as you were beefing with them would be shocking. And Tyler replies, same day, but yes. It's almost 2 years old. Going through stacks of hard drives. We'll see if I can find how do you organize
Look at back there, Willie.
videos. You responded to Vince with the raw footage right away. He never got back to me. So I asked a fifth time. No response. What a big story Tyler is uncovering about this charity, and he never even attempts to ask them on camera. I just don't believe it. It doesn't make any sense. Fox News would take their segment off their website, probably because it's not based in any factuality. I want to point out in Tyler's document, he writes, given that our video's subject matter revolves heavily around addiction and mental health, in reality,
Jesse Waters, who's probably not the worst guy in the world, but he has, well, maybe he is, I don't fucking know. But he has tunnel vision, and I've noticed that even with like the Trump stuff recently, when all the Republicans are getting W's, they all got tunnel vision.
it wasn't. It's mostly him just pogging out in the tunnels, but whatever. It felt extremely counterintuitive and unprofessional to hand out weed to people suffering from a mental crisis and pre-existing drug addictions
I don't know about a mental crisis. I'd like a joint. I don't know about you.
could potentially be exaggerated. If Tyler feels that way, that's totally fair. They know what they're doing is unorthodox, but Tyler, I gotta ask, how are you surprised? The founders are all potheads. It's called Holy Smoke. Their method is to provide people with a good time and community in hopes that they ask for help. And they've had some positive results. In your tweet defending Kevin, who stole from government and nonprofit funds, you wrote, you were so quick to silence someone because they disagree with your methods and you're failing to see the bigger picture. How does that apply to Kevin of all people and not Holy Smoke? Oh yeah, you know what, Tyler? I do disagree with Kevin's methods. Stealing money from charity is wrong. So in a single video, Tyler makes up that a charity put a hit on him, that the charity is mass distributing illegal marijuana. On Fox News, it became part of a for-profit billion-dollar industry. He makes up a homeless lady popped out of a 1-foot hole, faked running for his life, and platformed an expert that was already famous for making unsubstantiated claims about homelessness. He made up that the tunnels were making people blind, and then was charged with the same corruption he accused the charity of. But what if I told you that this wasn't the first time Tyler has done this? Kiss my ass, kiss my
Oh wow, we got some new stuff. Great. I love this video. I actually like Tyler too. I think if Willie Mac, who doesn't care about the Palestinian children, wanted to turn my stomach on Tyler, he did quite the opposite. This guy's a riot, you know.
Kiss my ass. Tyler brings in experts in his videos to provide extra clarity all the time, but he never tells the audience how controversial these people really are. You have Sheriff Carmine Marcino, who works in Lee County, Florida. Carmine
looks all right.
Was attracting a lot of bad press because the county police budget was ballooning, going from $196 million in 2020 to $315 million in 2024. They got robo-dogs, an Avengers-esque monitor setup, little cutting-edge baby drones.
This is our Black Hornet.
Well, crime must be awful in this area.
Stealth drone.
What?
It's a little helicopter and it fits in the palm of your hand. We are the first law enforcement agency to purchase this in the country. This is typically for military purposes, but now they opened it up to law enforcement.
But apparently it's been worth it because Tyler claims that they've gone from the 6th most dangerous county in the country to the 3rd safest.
Plus utilizing our general fund in our budget. When you take drugs and guns off the streets, the crime rate goes.
I gotta be honest, I was in the military and I was in headquarters. So we had all the shit that the guys in the field probably should have had, you know. We had all the new shit. I have never seen a talk that advanced in all my almost decade in the military. That is as they say, some high-speed shit.
Goes down and the quality of life goes up. And Lee County's really, leading the way.
In fact, Sheriff Marcino claims that in 2020, when he was elected sheriff, he took Lee County from the 6th most unsafe city
tax and spend liberal
in America to the 3rd safest county in the nation when it comes to violent crime. While I can neither confirm nor deny that statistic, here's a graph of the violent crime in Lee County since 2020.
That's not a graph of the violent crime rate. That's the total amount of homicides by year. And at this point, it was only April of 2024. He's
well, it looks like it's a downward trend at least.
Literally showing an out of context graph. What do you mean you can't confirm or deny this? Have you tried Google? If you look up violent crime rates in Florida by year, you can see that since Sheriff Carmine's taken over, things have made pretty much the same in Lee County, being its safest in 2019. It was nowhere near the 6th most dangerous county in the nation, let alone Florida. It was actually the 11th safest. And in 2020,
So that guy got a bunch of shit that he didn't need for an area that wasn't that dangerous. That's too fucking funny.
23 was Lee County the third safest county in the nation when it comes to violent crime? No, it wasn't even third in Florida. It was 10. Its crime rate actually went up a little bit. Investigative journalist, by the way. On top of that, Sheriff Carmine...
It's a good thing they had that robot dog.
is now being investigated by the FBI for money laundering and misappropriating funds.
Yeah, his name's Carmine. It was just a natural. I don't trust anybody named Carmine followed by a last name with a lot of vowels.
Issued a federal subpoena.
Except the Oreo.
This last November.
The investigation began after former deputy Mike Hollow, who ran against Marcino in November and lost, said that he met with the FBI after Marcino's long
sore loser
time friend Ken Romano claimed that
no wonder the place is corrupt. Now I'm going to be bigoted towards Italians.
He was being paid $5,700 a month for next to no work.
If I went 5 times in the 6 months I worked there, it was a lot.
Romano said
we're notorious for keeping and hoarding the cool shit the gun should have in the field. Are you good at that? Well, like, can you imagine a bunch of fobbits like me having all the cool shit while you guys are like fucking needing it? Because I saw just that.
Every month, he would take $1,700 and funnel it to Marcino's father so he could pay for a Mercedes.
Every month I would just give his father the money. I would take cash, I'd throw it on top.
Ken Romano, give my father the money, all right?
Now, NBC2 obtained 14 similar consultant agreements.
Bro, this guy has 14 other agreements.
Hey, what's wrong with making a little bit of money, huh?
This Tyler has 2 experts on, and both of them are credibly accused of...
How much you want to bet they're from the New York area, too?
Stealing money from taxpayers. Another time, Tyler goes to Seattle and meets up with Jonathan Cho, a homeless expert and journalist.
Look, it's Verse. That's Verse Dad right there. He's in Seattle.
What makes this guy a homeless expert? Well, he just films homeless people. He's the guy that walked around with Tyler saying they were being followed, but when the camera pans, it shows no one there.
Began to enter homeless camps right next to the highway and realized we were being followed.
They're obviously
Who's following you?
They're following us, bro. So it's time to move. Tyler, for real.
Okay, all right, we gotta go. All right, so it's for real, we gotta go. Keep in mind, they may be right behind us. There's a guy coming this way.
There's nobody coming.
Another guy. Yeah. Just be aware of our surroundings. Seriously, watch out.
The enemy is closing in on our position from every direction. Look, there's another guy. Like, where could have this man been? In the middle of the street? Is he a ghost dodging 80-mile-per-hour cars?
Literally, we are at an overpass right now. This is wild.
What's wild about that? You're on a 2-lane road. Nothing about that is remotely interesting.
Really?
They're walking to an area with a homeless encampment. Every city I've lived in has one of these, and they're like, we need exit strategies.
Going to these camps, you have to have an exit strategy. I know all the entrances and exits. That's one. We know where to go.
He acts like he's in the jungles of Vietnam. I know every path. Brother, you're in a park. Just follow the paved sidewalk. They'll ask homeless people if they need anything, and when they say no, Tyler and Cho will look at each other and be like, see, they love being homeless.
Well, drug addiction kept many of these people on the streets. We stumbled upon this giant fortress that led me to wonder if some of these people actually preferred living on these streets.
You know, I tell you, me and my brother, 1996, we're in San Francisco in what the fuck is a famous place called? Well, the hippies are. Help me, you're in Northern California. I saw David Blaine filming the damn special that he got famous on, Street Magic. I was like there when it happened.
Ashbury?
Yeah, Hayden Ashbury. I was in Hayden Ashbury, right?
Okay.
And this guy, this homeless guy walks out. He goes, hey, you gonna finish that? I was like, yeah, man, you can have it. This guy, sit down. And I was like, yeah, you can sit down. I thought, and he stunk, of course. And my brother, who is, let's see, so I'm 19. My brother's like 16 or 17. And we give him the food. Because after a while, we just wanted him to go away. We thought it was kind of cute for a minute. And then it happens. The moment I wanted to happen, he's going to drop some knowledge. And he's like, listen, I want to tell you kids something. I was like, yeah. One thing you don't want to be is homeless. Thanks, Pops. I appreciate it.
Wow.
With my brother, we walked away. And my brother was like, that's deep.
Oh, my God.
This is a pretty epic fortress you have here almost. How long did it take to build this?
It's not done yet.
You feel safe out here?
It almost feels like home, I guess.
Hey there.
Well, it is, motherfucker. That's your home.
God, is it too cold for you out here?
Not in this blanket.
Okay, fair. Do you need any help from anyone? And if so, how could someone help you?
Well, I don't need any more help.
Okay.
I got all the things I need.
Notice what he said. He said he's choosing this.
Oh, the lifestyle.
He didn't say that at all. Neither of those guys said that.
The lifestyle.
Sure.
That is the piece that certain homeless advocates don't want out there. And what do you do about these people in society?
Oh, I'm getting, these guys are like evil right wingers. Is that what's going on here, Jeannie?
What?
Yeah, that's like two things. Like, so the first narrative is the holy smoke, people are getting them weed, and that kind of plays into like a right wing. They're pissed off. Why are you giving these guys weed? You know, that would be playing to like somebody like me. And this one is the homeless don't want to be homeless. So they're basically homeless, and they're trying to appeal to the right on YouTube.
What
Destiny's stream got boring. Yeah, they're all gonna start flooding.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Did he shout me
I
out?
heard it's just. I don't
playing-
think so.
Is he playing
All
StarCraft?
I've heard is not worth watching. He's just very low tone and defeated. He just says he can't say anything about the case until it's done, and that's from High as a Kite. So.
Why would he stream that? Just take a month off. I want to show that I'm tough.
I don't know. Yeah, no, well, he was talking like all this big shit on Twitter when he made that like
Yeah, I
getting
know.
ready for my stream, and he had the Dr. Disrespect outfit. So.
Yeah, he thought that was funny. That was about as
Yeah.
funny as when Dr. Disrespect was making fun of his fans calling him a PDF file. It just didn't work. He sounded like,
Yep.
yeah. It's just so obvious he doesn't give a shit. I mean, is it a stretch to say that Destiny just doesn't fucking care and just upset that he got caught? It's just so obvious.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I love the first narrative. It's like, it's not like I shared it to like upload it to a like, it doesn't matter, you know? But I will say this, and nobody else will say this. The victim is a liar. She tried to tell girls, you can make it without sleeping with Destiny, while sleeping with Destiny. So I'll never listen to her about anything again. And the other part is she knew who Destiny was. And I know she's 19, and yeah, I'll give her a little bit of room there when she's 19 years old. But that guy's a womanizer, man. You know, like, and all you fans that are surprised, like, you're like either, well, I'm not above this. This happened to me before. You're blinded by fandom. I mean, I'm like Dan Solomon, man. Dankula could kill like a family of 4. I wouldn't care.
Oh my God.
I love him. But no, like, for real, like, you'll tolerate everything if they entertain you a little. It's so fun.
donated $5.
$5.
This is not a drill. Oliveira has a video on his channel right now called I Investigated George Floyd's Murder.
Oh, okay. Did he? Oh, did he? George Floyd, or is he going after the thing? I don't know what he's doing.
These are the people who've
Oh, is he saying like George Floyd wasn't murdered, or I don't know.
given up on society.
I don't
They're
know,
done.
but maybe he has a video. Like he's.
I don't know. I'm not. Look,
man.
I do think there's something fluky with that whole thing going on, but I would not listen to Tyler Oliveira on that particular subject. I think I'd listen to somebody else. Like, I don't know, the guys that took the test. I want to see the two doctors that did the autopsy like argue with each other, because one said he, you know, is fentanyl. The other one said he was like kneeled to death. So let them argue. I don't know. I wasn't there.
They don't want to work.
I just watched on TV
anymore. They don't want to pay taxes. They don't want to pay their bills.
There are some people
pay taxes. What are they gonna pay taxes with? They don't have an income, you dipshit.
who want to be homeless, but they're pretty rare. Tyler doesn't run into a single person who says that in this video. They see a dude who owns a generator and they're like, must mean he loves pop.
There are people that want to be homeless. That's a fact. I've talked to them before. I talked to them in San Francisco. They are, but that doesn't excuse this fucking guy for lying.
Poverty.
Yeah, I just wanted to show.
I don't, and you know, I couldn't say for sure like what percentage that is. I bet 90% is mental illness that probably can't be treated.
I mean, these guys are all self-sufficient. Everyone's running like generators here. There's power. There's electricity.
It seemed like some of these homeless people just didn't want to be part of society.
To his viewers,
I don't blame him.
What is your thought
That's the best thing about being homeless.
process while watching this? Well, he is getting a haircut. Must mean he doesn't want to join society. Did you ask him that? Did he say that? Nope. Okay, just make it up. That's cool. In another video, Tyler would go to Vancouver and imply that all of these convenience stores were only staying open because homeless people smoke fentanyl out of the bongs they buy.
Once again, it is quite easy to get some drug paraphernalia. And of course, you got the food.
You can buy that shit anywhere. Oh my God.
Desert items right here. You got 3 cereal boxes for 15 bucks. Knives, only $25. All hats, only $25. Spend 50 on a bong and torch. Get free butane. 3 butane for only $10.
He acts like these shops' entire business strategy is around serving the homeless, like they're buying $25 knives and smoking fentanyl out of Pokemon bongs. Now, is it most likely that or people with jobs and money who smoke weed because weed is legal in Canada? I'm gonna go with the latter. He says nonprofits are incentivized to keep people addicted to drugs. To back up this claim, Tyler interviews this guy.
More bongs.
You know, if you're against weed in Canada, all right, or weed anywhere, why not just like tell the truth? Like, why you don't have to lie like this? Yeah, this guy's a grifter. And he's grifting on the right side. These people exist. This guy's a
More bongs.
This guy's a boob.
Bongs, 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 bongs. It's easier to get a bong out here than it is a monster.
And not to mention needles, foil, and anything else you might need to support your crippling drug addiction. It's almost like nonprofits and NGOs are incentivized to help keep these people addicted to drugs rather than guiding them towards rehabilitation and sobriety.
And I've been smoking crack all day.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. I want to just listen to them talk. I don't care what the situation is. Man, I've been smacking crack all day. That's funny to me.
No, I hear you.
It's the drug user.
Right.
My question, though, is reduce the harm, keep that person alive. But if there's no emphasis on helping that person detox or get into rehab at some point, if you
Man, fuck you. Give me some crack.
can get acutely poisoned much faster with something like this, then maybe alcohol is my argument. Government's not going out handing out vodka shots, right?
They provide drugs and needles to prevent the spread of disease and overdoses. What would handing out vodka do for alcoholics? It makes no sense. But I will give Tyler credit. He at least talks to a homeless expert in Dr. Summers. But like all of Tyler's experts, they're shrouded in controversy.
By the way, I wouldn't give a fuck. I have a serious problem with feeding. And I know there's a lot of people in Canada who don't like this shit either. Getting home. I understand the ideas behind it, but I don't know. According to Pierre Poilievre, when these programs started, overdose went up. Look, I'm no Canadian expert. Maybe, Poilievre is a politician. He's probably lying just because, well, he's a politician, But if he isn't for some reason, then these programs don't work.
This guy has letters written by his peers saying he cites evidence that doesn't exist. I wish to clarify some strong conclusions Dr. Julian Summers has regarding...
Well, no, what he's saying is he's extremely weak point. Like, Willie's not advocating one way or another. He's attacking, but he just put out, this is the reason Canada does that. It's a stupid reason, but it's not really his job to come, whether it's Canada's stupid reason. It's his job to point out that Olivia Tyler's omitting this information. So it's not really that weak as you think. At least that's the way I took it.
Scattered versus congregate housing. Work we did together in the Vancouver at Home project did not find significant differences in residential stability among participants.
Really, 47,000 people died of an overdose? Jesus Christ. It's like a war loss.
Oh yeah, no, it's
Canada?
crazy. Yeah,
Oh my
no.
God.
There's a specific
Oh,
area. Yeah, in like Vancouver. Brandon Buckingham did a good video.
No trust him either.
Looking
Well, he's
into
not a
it.
reporter though. Jesus Christmas.
Yeah, but still, yeah.
Oh man. Oh, that guy really got me.
It's fucking insane.
I gotta get.
Hastings Run Deckard Run.
I gotta get a PO box. Somebody bought me a thing. I gotta get a new PO box.
Participants were randomly assigned scattered versus congregate housing. I am not aware of the evidence
Forgot
he's
to get
referring
one.
to. And what does Dr. Summers talk about in Tyler's video? It's about how scattered housing is better.
One of the studies that we did along these lines.
We're the homeless in Germany. We don't. I tell you something. They came out of the woodwork after COVID. I mean, there's always like 1 or 2 homeless guys downtown, but like Germany, there's barely any. Like the bigger the city, the more you see, but it's not like back home. But ever since COVID, they're all over the fucking place. Every major Bahnhof bus, it's been bopping all over the place. Ever since COVID, Wiesbaden it's definitely increased.
Lines involved offering people choices of housing in intact buildings.
Andrew Callahan, Brendan Buckingham do this type of content without looking corny, exploitative. Kenny, maybe I should give it a chance. I don't care that much. I like making fun of reporters. I don't care about helping people. I'm just a YouTuber. I don't give a fuck. Care about victims of revenge porn. I don't give a fuck unless they do it to me.
You need that clout capital, baby.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I hope Destiny like releases my sex tape because then I'll sue him, get him on a money bag, and I won't tell anybody because I don't want anybody knowing I'm having sex with Destiny. I would wait. I would have played Pixie's hand a lot better than she did. I would have got that money. I would have got that money. I keep feeling sorry for the guy that his penis was exposed to the world. Nobody knows who he is, but he's like he must feel so victimized when Destiny gave him a blowjob and then he leaked it. That poor guy.
Where the
that's revenge. That's revenge porn.
Social mix was already established. It was people paying rent, going about their lives. We went ahead and did it, and it was successful.
He then tells a story.
I like one or two homeless people around. I do. It's kind of the spice of life. I don't know. Like you grew up in California, you got plenty around. Isn't it funny when everything's like really quiet and you're looking at the pigeons, they're flying at you? Regular city, David. Somebody goes, "Yang!" I love that. I love that.
We don't get those. I have a bit. I mean, I don't know if it's a phobia, but I really
you don't like them.
People like.
Well, you're
no,
a woman.
because I've had bad experiences with
them. Some guy over here, some American woman over here. This guy tackled her, probably tried to rape her.
Yeah.
She stabbed him and killed him, and she's in prison, right here in Germany. And I saw somebody on Twitter actually say, like, this is outrageous. Well, maybe you shouldn't bring your own self-defense laws when you go to another country in Germany. You don't got a right to breathe if you're in Germany. What kind of? If you don't have the right to self-defense, you don't have any rights. None. Seriously. Think about it. You don't have the right to breathe? What rights do you have?
Story about how the government hated his research he did in 2020, saying
I don't have the right to keep
Willie's in waiting to call.
There he is. I really gotta expose you. You really, really have to stop.
The myth, the legend.
Why do you hate the Palestinian children? Willie Mac. Is that really Willie? Or we get fooled? Yeah, it's him. Willie, you hate the Palestinian children, and you don't wish them well.
Destiny orbiter.
And you're a Destiny orbiter. What happened? There he's back. Because Willie's based.
Oh, no.
What happened, Willie Mac? Where are you?
Oh no, technical difficulties.
Oh, he's having technical difficulties.
It's not just the boomers who have
Well,
them.
he deserves it because he's been so terrible to the Palestinian children. He orbited Destiny.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. He's probably on his phone. No, he doesn't look like he's on his phone either. And
No, he's not. Oh.
He's bopping in and out. I mean, he's hacked us. All right, we'll get him.
safe supply was harmful, and how they're trying to silence him by making him burn all of his data.
What did the government do in response to your research, which seems like a solution to a lot of these problems?
This research built up over 20 years. Several investigators, a lot of PhD trainees developed their research. And
I don't think Willie's Destiny's type. I think Destiny likes right-wing dick.
Into this pool of data.
It's like it's hotter that way for him.
And we got to the point of drawing it all together and saying we put together a proposal to begin scaling up effective supports for people in multiple regions of BC and evaluating what we were doing. And we presented that to the government. And what I didn't know when I made this recommendation, this presentation, is that the government had already committed financially to a massive expansion of housing people all together and providing them with drugs.
We got Willie, come on.
Willie's back. Why do you hate the Palestinian children? Go.
I try to keep that war going as long as possible, but fucking Don won and ended it. So
yeah.
Why make a 11th Hassan video to keep that shit going?
Why did you help suppress Destiny's revenge porn?
Well, it's because he's got my nudes, so he's already leaked.
Is that your dick? Is that your dick in the blowjob?
Yeah, it was my dick in the blowjob. He's already leaked
Willie,
pixies,
you're getting
and I don't
married.
want to leak mine, dude.
Willie, you're getting married. It's terrible. How you been?
It's really bad for my relationship at the moment.
What's going on? How can I help you? What's going on, brother?
No, I'm just fucking. It's so satisfying to see somebody fucking watch this shit because it's just this guy's done this all the way up to 7 million subscribers.
Yeah, is he 7 million? See, I remember him.
Dude, he is massive.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you show Jesse Waters is a moron that got controlled by BG Gumby, right? Cumby. I'll ask you, he's really over the top, and it's YouTube. Is he really doing anything worse than any of the mainstream media? I mean, we just had that fake CNN hostage rescue just like a month and a half just before Christmas, right?
Oh, I don't even know about that.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
I mean, I think my kind of point is like, I'm glad you're pointing out this guy's a grifter, and he seems to be grifting, like trying to grift on right wing people. That's the vibe I'm getting. And
I mean, there's no shortage of grifters anywhere.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
like you can grift on the left, you can grift on the right. Like I hate the homeless. Like I love Tyler Oliveira, or like I hate Jews. I love Hassan. One of those. You can grift on all counts. But the thing is, like, I got to be honest with you. I don't find Tyler that much more phony than Don Lemon or any of these guys. I don't think he's that much
He's probably
worse.
a bad person to ask about the mainstream media because I don't watch,
any of it.
Yeah. So it's like, maybe you're right.
He's more dramatic. He
though.
uses more theatrics, but they're not above doing what he's doing right now. That's my point.
I just haven't seen Don Lemon be like in like a playground sand pit in the back of a preschool being like out here in Gaza observing the war. Like Tyler has like essentially done that in a different way.
Awesome. I here's another problem with your video that I have. I actually like Tyler because this is comical.
Dude, it's so funny. It's like such good drama because it's just so stupid.
So funny. Does it ruin your faith in humanity?
No, because I fucking love this shit, bro. Are you kidding me? This is like what I started a YouTube channel
he's got
for.
7 million subs. Not that we're all jealous, because you're like me. You don't give a shit if people outgrow you. You're totally like me in this department. But like, isn't it sad that people like you could get people that were like, man, Tyler's guy, he's on it, man. He really was gonna drown in that Tyler. You saw him running. Like there are people. Doesn't that make you see like, God, man, people are pretty fucking dumb, and I don't want to be around them.
I think like
sometimes I feel that way.
I guess I don't feel like so depraved in it because I think a lot of people watch his shit, and the only reason I could feel like you could come to the conclusion that like he made a good video here is if you're extremely young, or if you already had like these preconceived
it's kind of like
notions
J Station. Yeah, it's kind of like a J Station thing, except the adults are stupid. I don't know.
It's like a more adult version of J Station where you're like, fuck, I knew that fucking those tunnels in Vegas flooded to the sea. 2,000 people died every time it rained in Vegas.
Yeah, you imagine like 2,000 people dying. That would be an international tragedy. International
bro,
disaster.
it's like, can you imagine you come out like I went to Vegas and it
it's
rained.
Like 9/11 every
I walk
storm.
out of the
it's like 9/11 every storm.
right, dude. Can you imagine you walk out of the like Caesar's Palace and there's just a pile of bodies, like 2,000 high? You'd be like, what the fuck? You're like, damn, dude, the city's crazy. And it's like, imagine it's been a drought for like 2 weeks, like when Tyler was down there, and he's like, you come out and it's like, wow, the tunnel, it's all wet in Vegas. They must have opened the floodgates just to kill everybody. It's fucking insane.
Yeah, I know. And this guy is
my favorite dude is every expert he has on to. He does a great job if he brings on these people, these like so-called experts. And I'm not saying they're all wrong, because frankly, I don't know, right? But they're always incredibly niche opinions in their field. And
really?
all of their peers are like, yo, this guy is not quality. And there's always like letters being like, nobody should listen to this person.
So he always picks the kooks, is what you're saying.
He always picks the kooks, but he frames it as like, oh no, this is like the leading expert. This is the guy.
The guy.
Like he goes to investigate like George Floyd's murder, right? Which basically he just interviews like this lady who says that Chauvin's innocent. And everything she points out, I was like, wow, okay, like that. I guess that's interesting. And then you just go to like Google it, or you read, like I just pulled up the court case and would like word search it.
Yeah.
Dude, the answers are right in the court case. She's like, isn't this interesting that this happened? It's like, well, it says why. Are you going to ever address that? It's like never does. It's just like crazy how everything's just unanswered.
So they avoid like facts that might contradict with their narratives.
Yeah, but if you just watch Tyler's video, you would think like, she just broke the whole story.
I'm open to the George Floyd thing being fluky, right?
Sure, me too.
And I'm also open to, that cop fucking killed him. So, but I want to hear like the people that did because from what I understand, there are two different, what do you call it, autopsies, and they have very different conclusions. Let those guys fight.
There's only one autopsy from what I understood.
Yeah.
But And then the other one is like people just observing the video and being like,
"Oh, really?
This is what my opinion is."
I remember during the time the first one said no go. Maybe I'm confusing with something else.
No, so the first one was always the only one. The first one that saw the body is the only one that actually touched the body.
And the first one came up with what?
The first one came up with there was no like there's no like strength like people
there's no strangulation.
Like reading it wrong.
Okay, that's
no
all right.
Strangulation.
There's no strangulation in the first one.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that the knee didn't kill him, right? And the other one is and no, that same one is like he definitely had drugs in his body.
Okay.
Right? And that could have played a role in it. But ultimately the ending report is like it doesn't matter if it's playing a role or not.
I gotta be honest with you though, if I'm a juror, and they say he wasn't, if the whole thing is he got strangled and the medical report says he doesn't, I am not convicting the guy. I don't care. I don't. They've never.
The thing is, it's like that's not their
you saw the
like,
video. The cop strangled him to death with his knee. It's like, yeah, but here's the medical report. You know, all right. Like I don't know. Let's just have a mistrial. So I go home and get killed by black people.
Like they go ahead and they claim the guy who did the autopsy changed his autopsy. And if you go ahead, it's like this never happened. It's like where did they get this information? And it's just somebody being like, yeah, no, I heard the FBI made him do it. It's like, from who? Like, what do you mean you just heard it? Who are you?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I fucking love it, dude. I love these videos, dude. Like, people think, like, people get depressed by it. I think this shit is so funny.
I think you're right.
Like, any retard could just go out there with a camera and, like, make shit up and people will believe it.
You can be depressed by it, and also at the same time be enamored with it, or indifferent. This guy, I'm Irish. I grew up with around people that were full of shit, and this is impressive.
Yeah. What was funny is I talked to like Brandon Buckingham, who's been to a lot of the same places Tyler has, or like. He will go ahead and make pretty much the same videos, except Brandon doesn't like exaggerate everything that's happening off camera that you just can't quite see, but Tyler says is happening. And he's like, dude, Tyler will like, if I have a video that pops up, Tyler will make a video immediately in that area. And he's like, in Tyler's video, like you would think he was in an entirely different place. He's like, dude, everyone around us is about to kill us. He's like, bro, when I was there, that was not what it was like at all.
That's so funny. Yeah, he's a YouTuber, man.
Dude, he's like,
I like how he put you on red when he literally pulled a with you. He pulled who was that guy you were trying to get information from?
Oh, Slasher, bro. Slasher did the same thing.
Slasher did, yeah, I said Slasher did the exact same thing. It's so funny. And I bet he hates Tyler.
I was like pretty excited, and the charity actually gave me like when they watched my video and they gave more context around that conversation. They're like, yeah, that conversation was nothing about it was absolutely nothing about him confronting us about weed. He's like, it was entirely the conversation was all about we thought Kevin was an asshole for filming people overdosing and uploading it to Twitter.
Oh God. No, so they took the whole thing out of context. That's crazy.
So Tyler doesn't show the context, and that's the reason why he was like, I'm gonna get it for you. I'm gonna get it for you. Just I can't quite put my finger on it.
I think so, because he's probably making a shit ton of money, right? Do you think he's like, yeah, I'm getting sued one day? It's just a part of it. It's just a cost.
Well, the charity can't sue him because it's
not
like
the charity
people
can't,
that
but
he's
he's gonna do his story one time and run into the wrong people to have money. That's what always happens to these guys. That's probably what didn't that happen to him? I forget what's his name. No, he's gonna hit a brick wall one day. He can't lie like this forever.
Yeah, I think he's gonna get sued eventually because this shit's just so fucking reckless.
But I mean, has he made so much? Is it just the cost of business at this point? Like, all right, I got sued, I got to pay out, I'll settle, and just keep on bullshit.
If he keeps going, fuck it. I mean, more content for me, dude.
Yeah, no, he's great. YOLO. One of the things that you do so well that nobody points out is you never. I always tell you this privately. I've said this publicly a few times, but I figure I just buttered your ass now. You do this without getting angry and without I wouldn't say without seeming like, obviously you're a virtuous person, but you don't seem like you're virtue signaling. It's very, very well done. It's like there's just a healthy happiness to it where as you get somebody like me or Nick, like we really want to slam and hurt. You can feel the anger,
Yeah, I think that's I'm why not that person in general.
Yeah. Well, no, you're not. I know you privately. Like I've been in a million VCs with you and you two guineas fighting. In a VC, and just going back and forth, and you're always like, well, yeah, Nick, I just disagree with you, and it drives Nick insane.
Oh my God, there's a few
so
streaming matches.
Fucking funny. I'm sorry, I just disagree with you. We haven't actually I haven't had a good fight with you and Nick in a long time.
No, we've pretty much been on the same page, dude.
Yeah, on everything. Oh, that's got it. Let's see if I can fuck that up.
Well, I think it's like the thing is like the drama back then I think was a little more like nuanced. Now it's like always the stupidest shit. It's like what this guy do? It's like, oh, you fucking he's fucking just making up stuff and defaming charities. It's like, all right, well, I agree with you.
It's better than the sex stuff, man. Oh God. Nick says that last year was the best year in years that we had.
I agree.
Wow. I said it's better.
I think it puts 2016 to shame, honestly.
To shame. Well, you know, do you think like because you guys weren't doing shit back then, and you weren't like I think if you were there in 2016, I think I got a little piece of it, but
yeah, maybe. Like I think that maybe the content in some ways was more exciting in 2016 because you had like everybody making videos.
It was a little more innocent too. It was a little more innocent too, and there wasn't as much.
Yeah, but it's like in 2024 it was like every other week some shit was popping off, and it was always absurd.
I'm not saying this is number 2 for me for sure, but I think if you guys, it was a little more innocent time, and the drama was like goofier and mostly video game related or like connected peripherally to video games. It was I don't know. There's something, and then 2019 happened and made this as dirty as drama was. 2019 made drama disgusting. And then Matt's like, yo, really overlooked 2020. You know why? 2020 was big for me, Matt.
2020 was great because Leafy came back, too. That was hype.
Oh, yeah. It was a good year.
And you had, like, Pokemon and all the streamers shitting themselves.
Yeah, that was good. You know, that's good. We should get in a big fucking stupid debate in a Twitter chat about that and argue with each other. And then maybe Salvo will leak it. I don't know. You know? That sounds like a great day.
When was the Slavo drama? What year was that?
I don't know, last year or something. I'll forget.
That was a fucking good one, dude.
The guy's a jerk off. Like, Turkey Tom's girlfriend left him. You got to report it, Tom. He said, fuck you, Salvo. You reported it. Turkey Tom's girlfriend. Doesn't everybody's girlfriend leave them for another guy eventually? You know, I mean, like, if it was anybody else, you'd be talking about.
It is just like this couple broke up is the drama.
I've been cucked before too. Every single girl I broke up with, including my ex-wife, fucked another guy. Some of them made babies and shit. I'm so cucked. Listen, you bitch. We don't be breaking down, but you got to stay a virgin for life. I'll kill you.
Yeah. Don't you understand? I got a brand on YouTube. You know? I don't want somebody with 1,000 viewers on a live stream talking shit.
Yeah. I'm sure I'm really mad at my high school girlfriend Katie for having a bunch of children being really happy. That bitch. She ruined me. I don't know. All right, I want to watch the rest of your video. I only got. All right,
I'll let you go. I'll be in the chat.
I love you to death, man. You're the best. You're my favorite. Talk to you later.
Thanks, man.
Peace. Well, not as much as Dankula, but I tell him that because he's closer friend. Dankula never did shit for me other than come on. You know? Love Willie Mac, everybody, and you should really watch. You should be sub, man. If you're my fan, you should be his fan for sure. And you know, watching these guys grow and become big shits, it's just been awesome for me.
Because I'm an honest person, and I thought I was speaking to people with.
You know, because that clip that I played before with Logan Paul when you joined the show, that was 5 years ago, and it seems like yesterday, and I had already known him a couple of years at that point, and that makes me feel good inside. And I've known these guys, good chunk of time now.
Integrity. Sure. I said one of the things we're going to be able to do with this updated information is evaluate some of the public services that have been.
And I only got in one fight with somebody I was really close with, who was Nick, and it only lasted a couple months, thank God.
Operating through the COVID years, during which we had expanded this model of congregating people together. 1 week after I made this presentation to Deputy.
Guess who was trying to smooth that out back in the day? Willie, doing the right thing.
Ministers, we received a letter from the government ordering us to immediately destroy all of the data and sanitize hard drives. And
Hillary Clinton.
So
20 years of work down the drain.
I mean, massive data holdings covering like about 250,000 people.
That would have effectively helped anyone in this situation.
When I first saw this, I was like, that's crazy. The government's trying to silence and punish a dude who's just trying to help people. So I looked up this letter, and they do tell him to delete and sanitize his database called the IMED. But when I read the letter, they act like it's standard practice because they're moving to a new database called the Data Initiative Program, which was started in 2018. But the data is or will be broader in scope than that of which is provided by Dr. Summers.
You need to delete that all immediately. Oh my God, it's crazy because we're going on a new system.
His database, and says it's because the information sharing agreement is up between the government ministries and the college Summers works for as of March 31st, 2021, and that the ministry's data will be available on the Data Initiative Program. So to me, it really doesn't sound like this conspiracy of the government committing to—
Hey, nice, 200 people watching. I bet you thought attacking Destiny would get you more followers. Yeah. No, I didn't think anything. I'm stuck down here. I pissed off Keemstar 9 years ago.
The funding, it sounds like standard practice, so I emailed Dr. Summers for clarification. He says that asking him to move to the new database was absurd because it hadn't been built yet, and it would not be capable of replacing the data they had collected when it was fully built. He claims that the government is just lying. So I asked Dr. Summers if he could provide any evidence that the database was incomplete, because I imagine there would be hundreds of researchers upset by this. He never does, instead repeating that it's inappropriate for the government to act this way. So finally I said screw it and emailed the head of the Canadian Government Ministry of Public Safety, Leah Grainer, who wrote the letter to Dr. Summers. And she claims that Dr. Summers' database was exclusively used by Summers and his students, and that the Data Initiative Program was available to all academic and government researchers. She then says all previous data provided by Summers and his database is on the new Data Initiative Program, as well as a wide array of new data from other ministries. So somebody is lying. When I asked about the request to delete his database, Leah Grainer clarified that information sharing agreements have always been limited to specific timeframes. Timeframes of sharing agreements with researchers are shared so that expectations around data retention / destruction are clear, and timeframes are agreed upon before data is shared. So she makes it sound like standard practice. They're both accusing each other of lying. She ends with the new database is available to Dr. Summers to continue his research should he choose. The point of me taking you down this rabbit hole—
That's kind of a hell of an omission from that guy.
to say that Tyler should be doing this before bringing Dr. Summers on as the premier expert on homelessness and victim of the government. This guy has a letter written about him signed by 50 of his peers saying that his research is low quality and that he cherry picks data. He had a study on safe supply saying it was ineffective, and when it was assessed, it was deemed a critically low quality.
Well, they all got together and said the Hunter Biden laptop, I'm not too impressed, was Russia misinformation. But this isn't really that kind of political, so maybe the guy just fucking sucks.
Quality review. When I asked Dr. Summers about this, he claims that the criticism is bullshit. It's like evaluating for the safety of a motorcycle using a checklist that's designed for cars. And maybe he's right, everybody's wrong but him. But Tyler should be upfront with this information. His experts are always controversial and have these scandals, typically the minority opinion in their field. It doesn't seem like an accident. Tyler does this on purpose. Tyler decided to check out the city of Minneapolis 4 years after George Floyd's death. His experts in this video were Bob Kroll, president of the police union.
Yeah, Tafka, I am a burning furnace of growth. It took me months to try to save my system. You know, my problem is I'm happy at the minimum. I'm happy in the middle. It's a terrible trait that I have.
Union? Good. He'll be able to provide some first.
I don't want to be the best because I think in order to be the best, I have to fuck people over. I'm never going to do that. Because I can't sleep at night. Or be like super competitive or be like passive aggressive and stuff like that. You know, I am the best. I know I'm the best. If you can't get it, that's your problem.
And insight. But he's also had multiple accusations.
I grow my waistline. This did made me fat. I gained like 50 pounds doing this fucking job.
Of using excessive force. He was suspended multiple times for this. Paid out in lawsuit. Tyler never discloses this. Bob's just the calm guy handling things right.
I just released a written statement, and that was within a day or two after, very brief, that, you know, the officers are cooperating in the process, and let's be calm and not jump to judgment. And I was apparently villainized for that.
Why was that controversial?
I still to this day don't know that.
Yes, you do. It was a political hotbed over there. I do think there's something fluky about the George Floyd thing.
Answer to that, if you read the statement, there's nothing controversial about it.
If you actually pause and read his statement, he calls BLM a terrorist organization and that everything...
I don't have a problem with that. Terrorists? I don't mind that hyperbolic, but they're definitely a bunch of thugs for sure.
Would be fine if they just talked about the violent criminal history of George Floyd. It's him trying to figure out a PR angle.
I just released a written...
The thing is, right-wingers are just as corrupt. The lying doesn't work, yeah. It's not 100% wrong, right? They were around. They were the most powerful political organization for like a 6-month period. and they're a bunch of lying scumbags themselves. But like to defeat that, being a lying scumbag is never going to work. They kind of just crashed out their own. Wow, I'm using the kids' language now. They kind of crashed out their own fucking way. Everybody knows they're corrupt.
Statement that, the officers are cooperating in the process, and let's be calm and not jump to judgment.
That's not what that letter said at all. Tyler's other expert for this video is Bob's wife, Liz Collins, who made the documentary The Fall of Minneapolis, claiming that Chauvin is innocent. Now, I don't care if you think Chauvin is innocent or not. My point is that nearly everything in this documentary is wrong. The doc claims that instead of showing body cam footage, the prosecution repeatedly showed a still picture of George Floyd getting kneeled on. But that's just not true. If you read articles written by reporters who followed this case, you'll see that they watched different camera angles and video footage 166 times.
Wow.
They claim that Baker, the guy who did the autopsy, changed his report.
The original autopsy was done 12 hours after.
This is what Willie was talking about with me.
He was declared dead. The official report that came out a little bit later, I'm told, was changed after the family had a review by 2 other forensic examiners.
Changed by who? What's your source? He never says. We're just supposed to believe it. Baker in the trial testified, I would still classify it as a homicide today, but they never mentioned this in the doc because it doesn't fit their narrative. If you want to interview people,
yeah, you know what? And I here's my narrative. Let's assume that he wasn't, that Chauvin didn't kill George Floyd. Let's just assume for argument's sake, because I don't know, and neither does Willie, and nobody else fucking knows either. Oh God, I had a really cool point and I forgot because I'm fucking tired.
Aww.
Damn it! Don't you hate that?
Ooh. I mean, I'm probably gonna be like that over the next week.
Yeah, I'm
still trying to get used to the.
Oh
to
yeah.
the UK kinda.
When I flew back the first 2-3 times, it was bad. And after that, it never bothered me again. But you have a bigger haul than I do. I don't have to get to New York. You have to go all the way to California.
Yeah. Hi, Matt.
Oh, wake the fuck up. Wake the fuck up.
Oh,
Oh,
been here.
fuck.
Wait.
I'm tired. Okay.
I'm tired. Oh fuck. All right. I had a really cool point. Okay. Look, I bet this will remind me of the cool point. All right, hold on a second.
Never says. We're just supposed to believe it. Baker in the trial testified, I would still classify it as a homicide today, but they never mentioned.
All right, like I remember now, I could see the political environment keeping this guy not classifying as a homicide, even though there's no sign of strangulation. I also could see this guy being honest, that he thinks that it was a homicide based on, I don't fucking know, I'm not a doctor. I could see both things, but I do think the thing's fluky. But I mean, that doesn't mean you trust in Tyler Oliveira. I mean, he's just a liar, and he cherry picks his stuff, and he's grifting, and I think that's fair to show out. I don't think it really says one thing, one way or another, whether this happened or it didn't. And it's just, you heard Willie Mac. Willie's open to that too. Willie is open to like maybe this guy got screwed, right? And he's not afraid. And Willie is unafraid. He's unafraid to say it. But it isn't politically fun to say that because you get all these wackos coming after you. Like, oh my God, I can't believe you did that. I can't believe you disagreed. I can't believe you're asking questions, you know?
Mention this in the doc because it doesn't fit their narrative. If you want to interview people that have these conspiracies, do it. I
And
enjoy
people who do that, it doesn't fit their narrative. You know? So they're like, hey man, the thing doesn't say he got strangled, man. What's up with that? Doesn't mean he wasn't murdered. Oh man, what's the matter with you? You saying, oh man, did you see what those cops did? You're crazy. That's fucked. Like, it's the same thing. But this is like the right-wing version of that.
Content like this, but at least look into it beforehand just a little bit. He frames them as if they're entirely right, as if they've uncovered something. Nearly every question and claim she makes in this documentary can be disproven just by reading the court case. Tyler, it's your video. It's not called The Conspiracies of George Floyd. It's called I Investigated George Floyd's Murder. Murder in quotation marks. But really, the word investigated should be in quotation marks because you did look into anything. Tyler has a video where he goes to Springfield, Ohio and asks about the Haitian immigrants eating cats and geese.
Springfield, Ohio. What was once a small
Eating your dogs, they're eating your cats. I believe that too.
small town in Ohio, home to roughly
That was the coolest thing that happened during the elections, the dogs and cats eating.
60,000 working class Americans until 20,000 plus Haitian immigrants flooded into town with rumors of them eating the neighbors' cats and local geese.
What did you do? Why'd you kill the cat? Did you eat that cat? Did you eat it?
I've seen a video of a guy getting a Canadian
Yeah, it was good.
Haitian goose, a Haitian dude, and I have rumors of Haitians taking cats.
Tyler's video came out.
This is the whole different story of Day Ginny's cat. She'd be pissed. Ginny's cat.
I would
You'd
murder.
kill. You'd murder.
I would kill.
That literally.
I would
kill.
No,
Hungry.
that would.
It would be your it's September 11th. It would be your September 11th.
Yeah, it would be my 9/11. It would literally be my 9/11. I would become
useless cat.
That would be my Joker arc. Like my Joker arc right there.
Your cat died. Be like John Wick.
Yeah.
Out on September 11th, 2024. At this point, that video.
Out of all the
Fuck with
places,
Benedict, you fuck with me.
that's a great question that no one's asked, and I've been wondering it myself, Jack Walker. Why, if you're a Haitian, out of all the places you go, although it definitely beats Haiti, would you go to fucking Ohio?
Most of them are in Florida.
I'd rather live with the mole people. Yeah, I mean, God.
I think most of the Haitian population are in like Miami, the southern Florida area.
People don't know this, but I have a burning hatred for Ohio and Ohioans. and it's because it sucks.
Me too. They beat Notre Dame.
Yeah. Oh, you
Fuck
guys
those
lost.
guys.
Oh, yeah. Well, sorry to hear that. Well, probably better.
It's fine.
Notre Dame's got to.
We beat Georgia.
Notre Dame's got to start cheating like all the other colleges. All right.
Oh, we are. There is no cheating anymore. You can get paid in college now.
Oh, okay.
So we're on top.
Well, they're gonna start dishing out some fucking.
Times are changing.
Some of that fighting Irish money.
The woman eating the cat was not from Springfield. She was from Canton, and she was not a Haitian immigrant. She was American. Authorities have made clear that there's no evidence of cats or any other pets being harmed. As for the goose photo, again, it had already been debunked as a Reddit post dating all the way back to July. It was in Columbus, Ohio, not Springfield, completely irrelevant. As Vince has pointed out, there's no way Tyler can tell if this guy is Haitian or not. 2 days after Tyler posted
I could. He's black.
this video, it was revealed that the geese were hit in a car accident. And in that county, that guy's totally in the clear to have them. So in both instances, it's just fake news.
By the way, that's something a white dude would do in the hick area. Yeah. Like, can I have those geese?
God damn! God damn! I can't afford to shoot the damn thing. Guess what?
It's like he's like, excuse me. I'm just gonna take this right here.
I miss living down south.
Video anyway, where residents cited a fake Facebook post as if it was true.
I heard on Twitter that cats are getting kidnapped. Is that true?
Yes, my mom actually seen a post on Facebook.
My mom saw a post on Facebook. That's what they're taking dogs and cats. So this is like a mass hysteria event. Oh, that's so funny. And Trump fell for it. That's funny too.
There was Haitians in a white van driving around the neighborhoods.
Hey, Mom, we're gonna eat your cat, Mom. There's some Haitians in a white van blasting Wyclef Jean, and they're eating your cat.
You think they're like driving around their van just like,
I'll be gone to November, I'll be gone to November. I got your cat, I'll be gone to November.
Oh my God.
Collecting cat.
January, February, March, April, May. These cats are going into my belly.
Park.
I give a kiss to your mother.
Actual park. If a Haitian is caught walking the grounds down there, they can get arrested because they're going down there and they're killing the Canadian geese so they can take them home and eat them.
One guy wildly claims that the
You know what? That's okay with me. I hate Canadian geese. They're a big pain in the ass. They jump in front of your fucking car and they're like, and all you want to do, because like they think they're so fucking tough. And I've had as a security guard, I've had showdowns with Canadian geese, and they're coming up. There's like people coming up behind me, and I can't do this because I'll lose my job, right? And there's like, yeah, man, that geese is gonna get you, and I know I could grab that thing by the neck and just go back and forth like that scene with the Hulk and the Avengers, because I hate them and I want to do that one day, but you can't because you go to jail, unfortunately.
Haitians are driving around this truck.
That long neck, I just want to fucking grab it until it fucking hits me.
Piling all the cats in the back, no photo, no video. Tyler never asked another resident if this is true.
We've lost a whole bunch of cats. There was a van.
Yeah, we next door, Grandma had like 200 of them. We're missing like 5.
Honestly, it kind of smells better in the house, so that's not that big of a deal.
I love these people.
It had over 100 cats in it with the Haitians. They said they was eating them.
Actually?
Yeah.
Not fake news.
Not fake news.
So a van was collecting cats and eating them.
I watched it happen, yeah.
I watched it
them get
happen.
pulled over with the cats.
Well, this guy's a spectacular reporter.
To the police that they was eating them.
I just don't believe anything that man says.
You're not
Have you been diagnosed with schizophrenia? Yes, but
yeah.
that doesn't matter.
I'm almost 50 years old, buddy. I don't know.
Oh my God, he's my age. Look at him. All right, I'm gonna go and smoke some crack.
You don't mess around.
No.
Well, it must be true then. This is crazy. The entire premise of this video is
almost 50 years. I'm almost 50 years old. Jesus fucking Christ, man.
based off of already debunked claims. Tyler's local expert that he brings on repeats these debunked claims.
So out of pure luck, I met up with Anthony Harris, the guy who went viral for giving this speech at Springfield's town hall.
These Haitians are running into trash cans. They're running into buildings. They flipping cars in the middle of the street. They're in the park grabbing up ducks by their neck and cutting their head off and walking off with them and eating them like.
This guy would later admit he went to town hall and said all of this without ever seeing anything.
The same day I went down there, somebody tagged me in a Facebook status and was like, Anthony, me and my kid was just in the park and then they just went up and grabbed a goose and cut his head.
He's repeated the story like he's an expert. It's so fucking funny.
Head off and then ran off and was eating it. I said, what the? I said, no, why would they do that?
They're hungry.
And I went down there and I told the people downtown, like, what's up? Like, what y'all gonna do about this?
Yeah, so somebody told you that.
You know the problem is this guy's clearly racist.
He didn't actually see
He
it.
didn't fall for an internet hoax. He hates black, especially Haitian black people.
Never seen that shit.
Tyler never once asked him if he saw it firsthand.
This guy right here, my Haitian dude. Yo, bonjour.
You got a cat right beside him.
Speak American. Don't be saying bonjour. What is this? You get a baguette too?
Stop! Do
You gotta speak anything. Don't speak French. Speak Haitian.
This is funny, but this guy's also spreading actual misinformation about it. Vince would point out a lot of this in his video. Meanwhile, Tyler's response was to lie, say that he wasn't showing the full story.
Vince will selectively only show you one side of the groups of people I interview and not show you the others.
Now that all the immigrants have gotten here, guess what? You're getting new stoplights.
Say hello, they'll smile to you. I don't know how many times I still sleep with my doors open.
Oh yeah, interesting.
I'll rob the fuck out of this guy.
Never had to worry about it. It's more the Americans.
Here, Tyler is defending his Springfield video by showing a completely different video. It is so dishonest.
Ironically, we may have found the most accepting, loving town in America. And so I ask you, how can I both co-sign this answer and this answer in the same video?
Because it's not the same video. This is called lying. There's no other way to go about it.
X gon' give it to you. Wait for you to get it on your own. X gon' deliver to you.
Tyler really likes to repeat that mainstream media is bought and corrupt.
You want more boots on the ground news like this? That's not limited by what sponsorships will approve or what YouTube will monetize.
They are bought and corrupt. Two things can be true. This guy can be a crook and the media can be fucking a bunch of liars. It's possible.
It's not bought and paid for like mainstream media. I want to make this YouTube channel fully independent and I need your help.
That he's becoming a journalist.
Tyler Oliveira is a YouTuber turned investigative journalist.
Jesse Waters sucks.
For his
He
pedophile
sucks.
village.
Jesse Waters sucks. You know, I watch Jesse Waters a lot on the main TV when I'm like having breakfast in the morning and stuff. I would be so embarrassed if my wife would come in here. It's like, you're always watching that guy. Why? He's a lying sack of shit. Like
to film this
and that he does authentic on-the-ground reporting. Support his journalistic efforts on Patreon.
Subscribe to my Patreon at patreon.com/Tyler Oliveira for as little as $5 a month. Help support our boots on the ground journalism.
But is it really authentic on-the-ground journalism when he goes to places and just makes up how in danger he is, fabricates what he sees? His experts then repeat this made-up finding on national television, spreading this information farther. The experts he brings on tend to be critically panned by his peers. Sometimes they even have charges, investigations being done on them, never double checking their claims because he can't use Google. At what point is Tyler being a worse version of the biased media he hates so much? Tyler's new 2025 resolution is to tell the uncomfortable truth, that unbiased news is a myth, and that he mostly agrees with those branded as far right. He signs off saying if that—
I was right. I called it. This guy's grifting towards the right.
makes me a far-right fascist Nazi, then so be it. I'm not calling you far-right or a Nazi, I'm calling you
Well, you're clearly not a Nazi or Hispanic.
retarded. Bro doesn't know how to use Google. You're in the running with Hassan for the worst journalist I've ever seen. There's so much more I could say about Tyler. I've quite literally only scratched the surface.
Somebody wrote the thing is, I'm watching this stream and want to say as a Dominican Haitian sir, Yeah, but Dominicans have a long-standing rivalry with the Haitians. I know that from New York area. Eating people's
Go play
cats.
baseball.
Yeah, go play. Go play. Shut up and play baseball, Dominican man.
You'll get out of there.
You'll get treated great. They'll play Enter Sandman as you come on the field.
Yeah.
You know, cats and dogs completely chew. They hate my grandma's chew. I think Chihuahua. I don't know. I got my glasses on. Well, I'm sure it's happened before, but I think Willie's done a great job. But that's a big thing. Like in fact, I think Be Real and was it Be Real? Oh, he's not Dominican. He's Puerto Rican. I forget what the hell he's Mexican. I don't know what Be Real is. But I remember Wyclef did a song with somebody about the Dominicans and the Haitians, and my buddy who worked at I'm doing like Tyler Oliveira reporting right now. My buddy who worked at was it FedEx or UPS for a while. He said that was a big racial tension between the Dominicans.
Yeah.
And
probably over territory. Probably lived near each
Well,
other.
I mean, in New Jersey, like
yeah,
like it's going down, you know.
Surface of his content, I find his response to Vince
I can't. I have trouble reading. I have to get my glasses and I have to go slow. I can
particularly interesting. As a
I notice whenever I fuck up, when I read well, like a whole shit, nobody says a fucking thing. It's only when I fuck up like one thing and everybody calls me a dyslexic moron.
Now, I genuinely think you slandered a charity for views, and you should be sued for that. You should fix it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel.
I don't want to be sued. I want Tyler Oliveira to live on, and Willie's lying. He wants him to live on too. This is great content. This is fantabulous. Oh, man.
What a Valentine's gift at Holskern. Shout out to the homies over on Patreon. Crimson Glass, Riveter, Christina Vina, Mac Monkey, Drink Kobex, Necro Valley, Stefan Bildman, Abby Blackbird, The Confusing Opinion, Eddie Bizzle, Tis McFitz, Christopher H, TV and Dollar Reviews, Cinema Music, Lucas If, ET Automatic, Snoopy Poop Doop 2, Amir Amal Bay, Deep Pocket Jew, Rudy Boo, Rue is sharing.
Who's Deep Pocket? Is that is that Musty?
You can tell Willie's getting way more successful by how long it takes for him to get to the home.
Yeah, I know.
Get through the homies.
And now the Mega Homies.
Cloud Factory, Monkey D. Luffy, Shura, Noah, and the Mega Homies.
Yeah!
Tellison, IGP Your Taxi, Cyber Katie, Lori Loaded, Papa Gut, Caden Lulin, BA Subway, Hawk and Load, Derek Dew, Kitty Cat, Terra.
I think it's funny that Deep Pocket Jew is not a Mega Homie. I think he's probably Musty, you know that?
Spayander, John Manfreda, Trick, Lucas, Katie Huck, and Leviathan.
Ooh. K-Huck. Who the fuck is K-Huck?
Clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me